The cold wind howled across the barren plains of the planet Zephyr, a desolate wasteland known for its deadly beasts and unpredictable storms. The violet sky churned with dark clouds, and the air was thick with the scent of decay. A lone figure staggered across the rocky terrain, a human, dirty and disheveled, with a patchwork of tools hanging from his worn belt. Jax, a mechanic from the deep space cargo vessel Prosperity, was all that remained after a disastrous crash landing. His right leg, a clunky robotic prosthetic, clinked and whirred with every step. It wasn't custom-made. It was a hand-me-down, bolted together with spare parts and salvaged metal. It worked most of the time, but on this forsaken planet, even though it was uncertain, the ship had been torn apart by a surprise gravitational storm, flinging them off course into the dangerous Zephyr sector. When they crashed, the captain and crew were killed instantly. Jax had been thrown clear of the wreckage, the only one fortunate, or unfortunate, enough to survive. For the past 3 days, Jax had scoured the wreckage for parts, trying to fix the ship's emergency beacon. It was no use. Every critical piece had been destroyed. The only thing left was to try to survive long enough to be rescued, if anyone even knew he was alive. He sat down on a rock, wiping the sweat and grime from his face. His leg jerked suddenly, a sharp jolt running through the joint. "Come on, not now," he muttered, banging his fist against the side. The prosthetic sputtered and then went still, locked in place. Jax cursed under his breath. He was too far from the wreckage to make it back without help. A growl echoed across the plains. Jax froze, his hand instinctively reaching for the rusted wrench at his belt. He knew the sound well. It was one of the Zephyr beasts, a creature of legend that had plagued deep space travelers for centuries. These beasts were massive, nearly invisible against the rocky backdrop of their homeworld, and were rumored to have razor-sharp claws that could slice through steel. The growl came again, closer this time. Jax's heart pounded in his chest as he scanned the horizon. Nothing moved. The wind whipped dust into his eyes, blurring his vision, but he could feel it, a presence, something watching him from the shadows of the nearby rocks. "Damn it," he whispered, trying to shift his weight to stand, but his leg refused to budge. He could hear it now, the slow, deliberate footsteps of something big, stalking him from behind. He was a sitting duck. Desperation took over. Jax ripped a small plasma cutter from his tool belt, the only real weapon he had, and ignited the blue flame. His hands trembled as he turned to face whatever was coming. Out of the swirling dust, the beast emerged. It was colossal, at least 15 feet tall, with muscular, sinewy limbs and dark, leathery skin that shimmered like oil. Its eyes glowed a sickly green, and long, jagged teeth glistened in the dim light. The creature's breath was hot and foul, reeking of decay. Jax's mind raced. He couldn't outrun it, not with his leg locked in place. His only hope was to fight. The beast lunged with terrifying speed. Jax swung the plasma cutter, narrowly missing as the creature's claws scraped the ground where he had just been. He stumbled backward, falling hard on his back, his leg making a horrible grinding noise as he hit the ground. The beast roared and came at him again, its claws aimed for his chest. In a last-ditch effort, Jax jabbed the plasma cutter upward. The blue flame pierced the beast's hide, and it let out a deafening screech, rearing back in pain. Jax took the opportunity to crawl backward, his leg dragging uselessly behind him. The creature snarled, its glowing eyes narrowing as it prepared for another attack. But before it could strike again, a loud crack rang out, followed by a blinding flash of light. The beast staggered, its body convulsing as electricity arced across its skin. It collapsed to the ground, dead. Jax blinked in confusion, his heart still racing. Standing on a ridge above him was a figure, humanoid but taller and more slender than any human. Its skin was a deep shade of blue, and its eyes glowed with an ethereal light. In its hand was a weapon Jax had never seen before, a sleek, elegant rifle that hummed with energy. The alien descended the ridge with fluid grace, its gaze fixed on Jax. He tensed, unsure if this new arrival was friend or foe. The alien spoke in a language Jax couldn't understand, but its tone was calm, almost soothing. It pointed to his leg, then to the dead beast, as if trying to make him understand something. I don't know what you're saying, Jax muttered, wincing as he tried to sit up. The alien knelt beside him, examining his prosthetic leg with a critical eye. Without warning, it reached into a satchel at its side and produced a strange, glowing tool. Before Jax could protest, the alien began working on his leg, dismantling the damaged parts with remarkable speed and precision. Jax watched in stunned silence as the alien replaced the broken components with sleek, advanced technology, far beyond anything he had ever seen. Within minutes, his leg was fully repaired, better than before. The alien stood and gestured for Jax to try it out. Hesitantly, he rose to his feet. The leg moved smoothly, effortlessly, as if it were part of him. He couldn't believe it. "Thanks," Jax said, not knowing if the alien understood. He looked toward the horizon. "Any chance you know how to get me off this rock?" The alien tilted its head, then gestured for Jax to follow. Together, they made their way toward the distant mountains, where the alien's ship lay hidden, a gleaming vessel of sleek, organic design. As they walked, Jax couldn't help but smile. He had been lost and abandoned, but maybe, just maybe, he had found an ally in this strange new world. One way or another, he would survive, and maybe one day he would make it home.